One second, Mataji. Actually, if you are still asking, um, add them in the group. So I'm doing that. A minute, just give me, huh? I'll just add one participant, huh? 1 minute.
Mataji, we'll do it.
No, that person has sent me the request. 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
1 second. To go about it. 1 second. Hare Krishna. Mataji, am I audible?
Yes.
Hare Krishna to all the children. Welcome to second day session on calligraphy. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, verse 27, Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Do you know, children? It is our good fortune that we can serve Krishna in so many ways. I know all of you are very talented. You can use your talent to serve and please Krishna. Through these workshops, we are trying to make a humble effort to please Lord Krishna. Our instructors are enhancing your talent by teaching you how to draw, paint, write, dance, and cook. But before we start our session, we have a very special senior guest with us, His Grace Achyuta Prabhuji. I will give a very brief introduction about Prabhuji. Achyuta Prabhuji was working in Schneider Electric, a big MNC company, and on a project he was sent to Germany, where he came in touch with devotees from ISKCON. By the mercy of Sri Radha Krishna, in 2017, Prabhuji joined as a full-time devotee, and since then he is encouraging many souls to take up to Krishna consciousness. He is taking care of congregation preaching at Kadgudi sector, Bangalore. He is also a youth preacher. Prabhuji has very deep knowledge of scriptures, and he likes only Krishna Prasadam and nothing else. That is why he is IBC Kitchen in charge. It's a blessing for us to get his association, care, and guidance. We are fortunate that Prabhuji is giving time to us from his busy schedule. Let us welcome Prabhuji with a big Hari Bol. Now I request Achyuta Prabhuji to please enlighten and bless these young, talented children. Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I'm very, very grateful to the Krishna Craft, Janmashtami Special Krishna Craft 2021 team for having invited me. It's an honor for me to be amongst so many enthusiastic children who are going to be devotees or who are devotees already. When I was at your age, I was not practicing Krishna consciousness, and I didn't know in which direction to go. And now that I see so many small children practicing Krishna consciousness along with their other engagements in their studies and in their other co-curricular activities, I feel very happy that they have a right direction in life, especially in this 5-day seminar, which is happening very, very expertly, very thought-provokingly, and very, very, what can I say? A lot of planning has gone into this, that how can we give the right experience to the children, the right Krishna conscious exposure to the children, which is not available in the schools, colleges, and the universities of these days. So we are very, very happy to support and encourage the devotees here, the young devotees here. A short piece of request, a short piece of suggestion to all the children here. In your schools and colleges and in your universities, you will be taught how to get some nice marks, get some nice degrees. You will be taught how to compete with others. You'll be taught how to excel at various things. But this aspect of nourishing yourself through the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, through engagement in Krishna conscious services, this is very, very rare. It will be not taught in the school and college. So please take very good opportunity of this. We have seen children who are doing very well in their studies, doing very well, very nicely in their co-curriculars, but not very happy because they don't know the science of being happy. They don't know the art of being happy. And the only way in which anybody, whether a child or an old man, can be happy is by practicing Krishna consciousness. And as Mataji quoted that verse, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhoshi dadashi yaj yat tapashyasi kaunteya tat kurushvamadarpana. So until unless right from childhood we have this practice of doing everything for the pleasure of Krishna and offering everything, our talents, our abilities for the pleasure of Krishna, it is not possible to be happy. Life is meant to be happy, and the only way to be happy is to be connected with the happiest person, and that is Krishna. So I congratulate everybody here for having so nicely engaged themselves in this 5-day seminar. Please take maximum use of it. Make sure that you involve yourself so much into this seminar that it leaves very nice impressions and memories in your consciousness, which you will be able to relish and feel happy about. And ask as many questions as possible, take as many lessons as possible. Even after the seminars, please call your teachers and bug them with various questions and stay connected with them throughout the year, not just for the 5-day seminar. And in this way, please prepare your consciousness for the upcoming Janmashtami and participate in Janmashtami with a lot and with huge enthusiasm. This is what we want. We want to prepare our consciousness for Janmashtami, and we want to become representatives of Krishna, so that after this 5-day seminar, when we go out in the society, in the friend circle, in the schools and the colleges, we have to speak about Krishna. So please ask as many questions as possible. Become a representative of Krishna. Become happy. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your inspiring words. Hare Krishna. I know, children, all of you are eagerly waiting for the session to start, but let me introduce you to the teacher of today's session. Today's session will be taken by a multi-talented Mataji. Her name is Rashmi. She has done her bachelor's in architecture. Currently, she is pursuing music, art, and yoga from home. She dreams of sharing this passion with many kids as possible in the form of an initiative called Kala Unnati, as she believes that it will help everyone in living a more fulfilling life. So let us start the session by hearing a bhajan from Rashmi Mataji, glorifying Shri Krishna. Over to you, Rashmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So I'll start with a small bhajan on Shri Krishna. And we have all, really admired Krishna in his baby form. And we always think of Krishna as, baby Krishna wearing anklets and payal. We always associate Krishna to music and flute. So this is one song, one bhajan that says, Krishna, please come soon. And then each stanza sort of describes Krishna more and more and says, I'm imagining you, so please come. So can you hear the Shruti a little bit?
Yes, Mataji.
So just in case you want to know, the song is in the rag Yaman Kalyani, and the tala is called Mishra Chaput. So it's based in Carnatic music. So if you like, you can do tala like this: 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Krishna ni Gari Baru, Krishna ni Gari Baru, Krishna ni Gari Baru, Krishna ni Gari Baru, Krishna ni Begani Baru. ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರೋ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರೋ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರೋ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಕಾಲಾನಂದಿಗೆ ಗೆಜೆ ನೀಲಾದ ಬಾವುಲಿ ಕಾಲಾನಂದಿಗೆ ಗೆಜೆ ನೀಲಾದ ಬಾವುಲಿ ನೀಲವರ್ಣನೆ ನಾಟ್ಯವಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಬಾರೋ ನೀಲವರ್ಣನೆ ನಾಟ್ಯವಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಬಾರೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರಿದ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರಿದ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರಿದ ಜಗದೋದ್ಧಾರಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಡುಪಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಬಾರೋ ಬಾರೋ.
Thank you, Rashmi, for this wonderful, beautiful song. And let's welcome Krishna in our hearts and learn the calligraphy from you. Thank you, Rashmi. You may start the class.
You've all been very, very kind. So now a fresh topic. It's about calligraphy. So calligraphy is actually a very, very detailed art. But let's start with the term. Just so that I cover most things about calligraphy, I have a few things in my list so that I don't forget. It's a very vast topic, but calligraphy, the word, comes from two words, the combination of calli and graphy. It comes from Greek. Now, calli actually means beautiful in Greek, and graphy is writing. So it's pretty simple. Calligraphy in that sense means beautiful writing. So that's the term. And just to know a little bit of history about calligraphy, there are three basic types. if you look all over the world, because calligraphy came up in many places, not just in China or in Arabic, which is very well known. It was the three letters A, W, E. It's just something to, help you remember it. Oh, so A stands for Arabic, W stands for Western calligraphy, and E stands for Eastern calligraphy. And there is a very common misunderstanding about calligraphy. It is to say that cursive writing and calligraphy is the same. Did you feel that too? There's a chance. I mean, I felt it to some extent, because whenever I heard about calligraphy, it was always cursive and, always the tilted, flowy handwriting. But actually, calligraphy is not cursive writing. Calligraphy is more of a methodical, beautified handwriting, but it has certain rules that you need to follow. So we'll go to it, I think, in the next step. I think the last thing will be the steps. But would anybody like to tell me why do we need calligraphy? Is it important, or can you think of why? Feel free to answer. I think Sonia.
Rashmi, actually, we have muted the kids actually, so none of them will be able to answer you.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
fine. Should they type, or should I just?
They can type it out, and later on we can. I can read it out.
Sure. Okay. So then I'll have to guess your answers now. Okay. So calligraphy. Where do we mostly see calligraphy? We see it in invitation cards. If somebody sends us a wedding invitation, yeah, beautification, somebody's written. So to attract attention, right? Even in the newspaper, there are things that are written in bold, very strongly written, and there are some that are not so much. So our eyes directly go to the one that is in bold. Again, a very floral calligraphy will make us feel that the theme is floral, a wedding or a happy occasion, whereas something, a very strict, non-leaning kind of calligraphy will make us feel like, oh, it is something serious, something in bold. So it can actually express more than just letters. Just by looking at it, without even reading it, it will give you an impression of what it stands for, right? It could be, like I said, in wedding invitations, it will be very beautified, and they will only highlight things that are important, like the girl's name, the boy's name, and then whose birthday is it. That will be bold. So similarly, somebody said to gain attention, definitely. So you can use calligraphy to gain attention. Now that could be one way of seeing the need of calligraphy. The other, I feel, is like, just calligraphy is an art. So just like art sort of fulfills us and helps us grow as a person, in the sense that you become more patient. So calligraphy is not something that you can do really hurriedly. You can't just, scribble. Even if you practice, you can't do calligraphy really fast. It needs patience. You will draw guidelines. You will draw, ideally, you will start with a pencil so that you don't make mistakes. And you need to be consistent. So if you're writing a word and repeating a letter, the letters should be identical. So if, say, you write apple, APPLE. So can the two P's look different? No, they'll have to be consistent. They'll have to look the same. So whatever rules you make, you have to follow it. So not to say that there are only one set of rules that you have to follow throughout. You have to decide on the rules when you figure out what kind of fonts you want to write. And then you have to follow, you have to be consistent and follow the rules. If you decide that, okay, I will write I with a curl, then every time you write an I, you have to use the curl. Similarly, so with every letter, both the type of writing how big, what angle, such rules have to be followed through. So what I was trying to say is that since you have to be consistent, you'll become more patient because you won't be able to do this hurriedly. Art is like that, right? You put a lot of thought behind it and then do it. So that way it helps us as a person because it is art. And because it is art, it gives you a little bit of flexibility also. There is no one fixed way of doing it. So if I do calligraphy, you do calligraphy, ours will be a little different. It will be your own style, and with practice, you develop your own style. So today, again, like I said, since there is flexibility, I can't tell you write exactly like this, but we will start with some basic rules that they have formed, some basic strokes that help us be consistent. But as you keep practicing, anybody who is interested in this, I feel I would encourage you to go forward, continue this, create your own font, do this more often. Okay, so yeah, good that somebody asked me about a calligraphy pen. So tools for calligraphy. The tools, the most popular tool is a brush pen. So what it does is, as you can start thin, come back down. So with the same pen, you can go thinner and thicker. But today what I'm going to teach you is for calligraphy, which the advantage is you don't have to have a brush pen, which is what professional calligraphers use. So if somebody has it, feel free to use it. So I'll tell you a little bit about for calligraphy. For calligraphy is when you start writing, you use double lines and you fill it in. So you have to be conscious about where the line is thin and where the line is thick. Okay. So let me go through the basic strokes first. Then I thought of writing just Om with guidelines. Okay. And then maybe write something like Radha Krishna, Hari Om, or something like that. We'll do it together. Then I would encourage you to write more and try it more on your own. Okay. So, like I said, since it's for calligraphy, I'll tell you where to go double and where to go thicker. Okay, so the basic steps. Let's get your paper, get your pencil and a pen ready. Okay, we'll start with some guidelines. I'll also start with a fresh paper. And there are 8 basic strokes that we'll start with. I'll show it to you first. Right. You see, I'll draw this with you, but just to give you an idea. These are the 8 strokes. Can you see me clearly?
Yes, Rashmi.
Okay, so these are the 8 strokes that you see here. The first one is called a downstroke. The second one is an upstroke. Then there is an underturn, an overturn, an oval, a compound curve, an ascending loop, and a descending loop. Now, if you do this a couple of times, you'll be able to write all the letters in the alphabet. So, get your paper ready, all of you. Let's start with the 8 strokes. Now, since I'm using a ruled page like this, I'll just show you the guidelines I'll be using. Take 3 lines which are equidistant. So if you use a ruled page, use a thicker pen. So anytime you do calligraphy, it's the number one step to have guidelines so that we are consistent on size. So no wonder people get confused between calligraphy and cursive writing. Remember when you first started writing cursive, we had guidelines like this to help us, right? For calligraphy too, it's important. We have two set of guidelines. Now I'll show you the 8 basic strokes. The first one, okay, the basic rule of calligraphy here is whenever you go up, it's always a thin line, sideways, thin line. The only time there is a thick line is when you're coming down. Okay, you'll understand more when I show you this. The first stroke is called a downstroke. So if you're coming from up to down, that seems simple. So I press the pen to make a thicker line. That's the downstroke. That's why it is thick, because I came down. The second one is a upstroke. So if you think of all these letters like A, B, C, we always start with a sway. That's a upstroke. So that goes from down to up. Okay. So that's a thin one because I went up. Next one is called a underturn. So again, I'll start from the second line. I'll go thick to thin. So I'll go down and then up. So I'll go thick first and then thin. Just to make it clear. So because I went down first, I went thicker, then I went up. So thin. The next one is an opposite of this. It's called a overturn. In an overturn, I'll go up first and then down. So when I went up, it's thin. Because I came down, it has to be thick. So either I press the pen to make it thicker, or like I said, in for calligraphy, I add thickness to it and fill it. Okay, so that's an overturn. And then down. Next one is an overturn. So letters like A, D, T, all these have an overturn. And that again, I start from the second line, go down, go up, in. Again, just to highlight the thickness. When I went down, I pressed the pen so that it becomes thick. When I went up, thin. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one is a compound curve. So places like H, the letter H, the letter N, we have a curve that goes up first, then down, then up again. So up, down, up. So immediately think thin, thick, thin. So when I went up, it's thin. When I go down, it will be thick. And again up, so thin. It's visible, right? And two more. One is the ascending loop. Descending group is when places like the letter H or P start to go up and then down. Because we went up again, we start thin, but we come down thick because we are coming down. Make it thicker, like that. The last one is a descending loop. Let me show it to you here. So places like the letter J, we start to go down and then go up. So where you go down, you go thick. When you go up, it stays thin. So I hope you get an idea. So these are the basic rules. Shall we? I would encourage all of you to do it at least once more. But if you have any doubts, let me know, because we'll be using this thick and thin concept everywhere. And that will help you make the letters stand out. Should I encourage questions? Sonia, help me.
No, Rashmi, time is short. Then I'm requesting you to teach them how to write Radha and Krishna now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So we can go directly to the letters.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Can I go with this just once more?
Time is short, Rashmi. You have very less time.
Okay.
Half an hour only left.
Okay.
Basically, only 20 minutes for you now. 10 minutes, we also need to check the work of the kids, actually.
Okay. Then maybe we'll go to Om next because it is just one letter. We'll quickly do that and then go to maybe Hari Om or Radha Krishna. I'll show you both. Okay, so let's have this on one side. Yeah. So, okay, just to tell you the names once. So whenever we go down, it's a thick line. Whenever you go up or sideways, any sway to the right or left, everything is thin. The only times it is thick is when your line comes down. Okay. So now let's do one more. Now for writing Om, I would suggest that you use 6 guidelines. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just to have consistency. Okay. So even if you have a ruled page, just mark the 6 lines that you will be using, and they should be equidistant. So to write, the steps to write in calligraphy is, number 1, you use guidelines. Number 2, you use a pencil to mark it out, so that sometimes if we write it instantly, we tend to make a mistake about what if it should have been thick or thin, or even our lines might not come out perfect. So always draw your letter with a pencil. Once you're happy with it, second, you ink it with a pen. The third step is you make the right lines thicker, okay, and leave the rest as thin. So when I write Om, just I'll follow it with a pencil. Okay. So if you see, I'll go up first, then down, then sideways, then down, then up, then down. So you should be conscious of where your pencil is going. So the 3 like letter comes first. Okay. So like I said, when you go up, you leave it the way it is, the minimum thickness of the pen. As you come down, you make it thicker. Again, you go up, you don't change it. As you come down, you make it thicker. Again, as you go up, you don't do anything. As you come down, you make it thicker. I don't know if you see it, but with pencil markings, I have added thickness to it. Then again, go up. As you come down, you make it thicker, and you go up. Same with the above matra. Now, you fill it in. So, maybe you'll get a better idea if I just hatch it in first. Is it visible, the thickness I added? I hope the down and up makes sense because that's the key to writing calligraphy.
Yes, Rashmi, it's clear.
Okay. So if you were to write it again, I'll tell you how to start writing the letter. You start from the second guideline. Actually, sorry. You start with the third line, go up to the second, come back to the third, then to the fourth. Again. See that each guideline gets touched. So always do with pencil first. There is a good chance you may go wrong. Like I'm not happy with the upper curve that I got here. So because I did it with pencil, thankfully, I can erase and fix it. Once you're happy with the shape, then now the outline I drew was without thickness. It's all consistently one thickness. Now I have to pay attention where it goes down, where it goes up, and wherever it goes down, I consciously add some thickness to it. Now, to be cautious, I'll again do it with pencil first. As I go down, I add thickness. Again, as I go down, I add thickness. Here I go up, so no thickness. Come down. So it gives it a little bit of a three-dimensional feel also. Go up, so no thickness. Go down. And then go up, so no thickness. I'm sorry if I'm trying to push it in, but wherever you go down, you gradually bring it to the line so that it's not abrupt. It merges into the line. But you start where it starts going down. So here. Now I'll just add it with black. This and then I fill it in. Yes. Fill it in. Lastly, the top. So nowhere in calligraphy will they teach you Om or something new if you want to write. But again, using the 8 rules that we did, we can imagine how it would be and do it.
Yeah, thanks, Rashmi. Rashmi, can you teach them how to write Krishna now, please?
Yes. Next one. Again, I'll start with guidelines. Can we do Radha Krishna? That should be okay, right?
Yeah, Radha Krishna is fine. But Rashmi, a little faster.
So we do Radha Krishna. I need again 4 guidelines. One second, it says my battery is low. Let me quickly connect. Yes. Okay, again for Radha Krishna, I need 4 guidelines. I don't know if you can see this. This is what I'm doing. Start with 4 guidelines. Equidistant. Just so that it's easier for you to see, I've taken guidelines at 2 lines distance instead of 1. I might have to write Radha here and Krishna. We'll see about that. Please have your guidelines ready. And then definitely start with a pencil so that you can correct. So, 4 guidelines. Start with Radha. We start with the second guideline. Always go at a slight angle. Just pencil it out first. As much as possible, start and end at the guidelines. Never stop in the middle. So that will ensure you're consistent. So even when I do this line, I did it between the second and the 4th line. Then the curve of R sits on the line. The bottom line goes till the lower line. That is by choice. So you can do it differently if you like. Similarly, for A, now the basic strokes come in use here. So the upstroke that we did gets applied here. Upstroke 1, then an oval, then the down line. Next, A. Then again upstroke, again oval, and down line. Next D. H. H again, if you remember the strokes that we did, we use this first and add the next stroke to it to have H. So it starts from the bottom and goes up. Then again for A, an oval, and do this one separately. Okay, Radha. Now let's do Krishna, then we can pen it out. Again, to keep it consistent, we will do the K down line just like we did R. goes up to the fourth guideline. So the first penciling is very similar to what you do in cursive. The calligraphy comes in play when you start figuring out where you went down and where you went up. See, apply the same rules for H. And A. So simple things like if you had written A in cursive, you go like this, right? But if you write A in calligraphy, you do it in parts. You do the upstroke first, you do the oval next, and then you bring the downstroke. Then you know upstroke will not be thick. Oval has the top part when you're coming down as thick. And then again the third line will be thick. Not very clear, but that tells you the difference between basic writing a letter and writing it with calligraphy. Now let's take a thicker pen, either a brush pen or a thin pen where you can add thickness and complete it. What I've done here is by choice. Krishna is always associated with a peacock feather. So in his name, I can bring the top line of K down as a feather, and coincidentally I as a dot on top. So that could become part of the feather here. You could, even though it's not exactly calligraphy, that's the art aspect that you can add to it. So that's something you can add. Now let's go over it with same thickness pen first. R, A, D, H, A, So when you're penning it, just think in your mind where you went up, where you went down. That will help you decide what to make thicker later. Okay. Now, once the basic penning is done, now I'll figure out where to make it thicker. Let's start with the first letter. R, the line goes from up to down, so it will have thickness. Right now, because I have a thick pen, I can do one more stroke with the line that is already there. Then go over each letter like that. Wherever you go, you're going down, add thickness. This too can be a step with pencil first and then fill it in with pen. Since we're short on time, I'll quickly do it with pen.
Rashmi Mataji, can we have a little bit more light? It's a little feedback from the participants, if it's possible.
Switch on a light here, I hope. Is it better?
Yes, better. Thank you, Mataji.
One thing I strongly feel when I see what I'm showing you is calligraphy is such a neat art. The finer pen you take, the better it will look. So right now the pen itself is quite thick. So you don't see a huge difference between the thick and thin lines. Whereas this one, because it is smaller, where there is a difference in thickness, where you see the thin lines is very thin, thick lines is very thick, then it will show up even better. So try with medium size lettering like this first to get a better idea. Right now, because the pen is thick, I think most of them appear thick. But if you can see here, yeah. So in Radha and Krishna, you can see the double lines clearly. So once you mark those double lines separately, you fill it in like here. That will be the difference between this and this because it's already very thick. It's hard to tell the difference. But I hope you get the gist of it. Then, for practice, you can do the whole alphabet like that. You see that wherever I've added thickness, that stands out more than something that's plain and thin like this. And similarly, you can explore with capital letters. Right now, I've just added the double lines. Once you fill it in, it gets more bold. I'm eager to see what you
Okay,
have
so
done.
Rashmi, now we are going to the breakup rooms.
Okay.
And there the kids will show their art, and one by one, I think so, Shweta Mataji will take you to different rooms. Is that right, Shweta Mataji?
Yes, so I will open up the breakout rooms, and since Rashmi Mataji is the co-host, she can hop between the rooms on her own.
Sure.
Okay.
Will I get a link? How do I make sure I've seen everybody?
Yeah, so Mataji, you can just go to your, breakout room. Right, if you can see the option of breakout rooms, when you click on breakout rooms, you will be prompted to join any one of the rooms. Like you can join either room 1, room 2, or room 3, or room 4. And then you can scroll through all the participants.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I will start creating the rooms now.
Okay. I'm curious to see what all of you have done. I hope you found interest in this. But it's something that requires patience and practice. But it's fun. It gets your attention. So whenever you want a greeting card, you make a nice drawing. Also, if you write nicely on it, that I think, you know, makes it complete. So do practice this on your own.
Rashmi Mataji, can you try going to other rooms?
I didn't see an invite. Just checking where I should do that. Could you guide me? Yesterday I saw that there was an invite of, you know, going to a break room. I didn't
Okay,
see.
just 1 second. Let me see if I have made you the co-host. Yes, so you will be able to go through your first ID,
Okay.
which is Rashmi Hande. And if you, I mean, in the more section, can you see breakout room? Any breakout rooms?
No, I don't actually.
You must be having a mute, start video, security, participants, polls. There is a more. There is something called as more.
Mataji,
Yeah.
okay. Is Shweta Mataji here?
Yes, I am there.
Okay. Mataji, which breakout room is for me? I think I went into Naina Mataji's.
Okay.
Room number 2, right?
Yes, yes.
But I don't see the option to join, Mataji. Could you please?
Okay. Is this Takshani Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, I will just check Mataji. I will try and assign you. person manually. Lakshmi Mataji. Okay, Rashmi Mataji, I will try and assign you myself.
Okay.
I'm assigning you to room 1 first. So once you're done with room 1, you can leave the room and I will assign you to room 2.
Okay. How do I go to room 2, Mataji?
Yeah, Dakshani Mataji, I will assign you to room 2.
Okay, please.
Yeah, there is no co-host there, I mean volunteer.
I don't think so because I went to room 4. That's what the
Okay, I'm not sure why it happened. Because I can see everyone has been assigned a room.
okay. Mine, I'm not able to go, Mataji. I don't have any options now.
Okay, so Mataji, you're already assigned to room 4.
But there I see only Naina Mataji is there.
Okay, can I assign you to room 1?
Yes, Mataji, if nobody is there.
Yeah, because I guess all okay, room 1, Naina Mataji, sorry, okay. Room 1 we have Sonia Mataji.
Okay, what do I do?
Room 2 we have Aishwarya Vrinda Mataji. Room 3 we have Ashwini Mataji. And room 4, so 2 Matajis can be there. I have assigned you to room 1 anyways.
Okay, so what do I do? Do I go to room 1?
Yes, Mataji, I have already assigned you to room 1. Are you not getting any request? She's joined.
Okay, Rashmi, thank you. I'll see you at 6 o'clock session, Rashmi. Okay. All of you can leave the meeting. Thank you. Rashmi?
Shweta Mataji, we can close all the rooms now actually. And we can come to the main, yeah.
Haribol Ashwini Mataji.
Haribol Mataji.
Mataji, was Rashmi Mataji able to view all the kids' work?
No, Mataji, she wasn't able to come to our room. She didn't come to our room actually.
Yeah, actually, I just sent her to room number 2.
But we left the room and came back now. So what should we do now?
Uh,
All of us left, Mataji. Like I think hardly only Manjulari Mataji was.
okay, all of you left.
All
Okay.
of us left. Yes, because she didn't come. So then we thought Manjulari Mataji said, "Let's leave the room."
Okay, Mataji, then I will take her to room 3. I guess actually she's not able to toggle between the rooms, so I'm taking her manually.
Correct.
Haribol, just an information. Rashmi Mataji is viewing the work of kids in room 4. So I will close the breakout rooms in 2 minutes and we all will be back in the main session. Okay.
So Mataji, everybody has come back from the from the rooms, breakout rooms.
Mataji, room number 4 kids are still showing. So I am going to close the room now.
Yeah, please close, Mataji. Please
Yes.
close the room.
Yes. Haribol Mataji, all the kids are in the main session now. Hare Krishna Mataji, Manjulali Mataji.
Yes, Shweta.
Yeah, all the kids are in the main session now, Mataji.
Right, wonderful. Okay. So, Sonia Mataji, are you there? Would we chant for Rashmi Mataji's wonderful, wonderful explanation and work? So, Shweta Mataji, please unmute Sonia Mataji, please.
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you, Shweta Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is Rashmi Mataji back? Rashmi, are you there? I think so. She is not there.
She's there, Mataji.
I'm here.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Rashmi, for the wonderful class, wonderful explanation, and a beautiful bhajan. Kids really love the bhajans, and through their calligraphy skill, I mean, whatever they have written about Radha Krishna with calligraphy strokes, I think so most of them have enjoyed it. So thank you very much. Kids, raise your hands. All of you, please raise your hands and let's chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Rashmi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Rashmi. See you at 5:45 again.
Okay. Wonderful.
Bye. Bye, all the kids. And whatever your teacher has taught you, please practice at home. Otherwise, you will forget. Okay. Bye-bye. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Haribol.